Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to a brand new video. Used to have this video just for clients, and I kind of want to revise it because I wanted to add a few things and figured it's so important to be able to get your on-site SEO right. And I see a lot of companies, a lot of people that come to us for SEO consultant services. They just struggle with being able to rank keywords, and yeah, SEO. There's always two sides of it. You got your on-site, and of course you got your off-site. And you do need backlinks and link building, different things like that. But there's a lot you can do with your content if you do your on-site SEO correctly. And the 12 steps that I'm going to give you today, there's no question about it. It's the right way. It's just going to benefit you so much more if you start implementing these, what I'm giving you the steps. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump into this and get this thing cracking. So if you're thinking about doing SEO, one of the most important things that you can do is keyword research. And you always hear about it, I'm sure, but here's we call it building a keyword panel. So I can give you, a real example of kind of what this looks like. So let me check my files here. And what you want to do is you want to see what keywords, or let me put it this way: you need to think about what keywords your prospects are using. You don't want to just write anything. You don't want to just rank any keyword. There has to be some strategy to this. If you want your SEO to have positive ROI, then you need to follow what I'm going to tell you. All these different keywords, you need to know exactly what they are. And if you don't have SEO software, we're spending a lot of time in Google. Used to be Google Keyword Planner. I don't even know what it's called now. Google AdWords tool or something to that nature. But I use SEO software for our consultancy, and it's so important to be able to have the complete keyword panel. And this is what's on the screen right now is an example of that. You can see all the different keywords that we've looked up for this company. And what we're doing is, once we know this keyword panel and what all the different keywords are, we can begin to create content around it. So your step number one is building this keyword panel, and your step number two is relative keywords. Each category right here is relative keywords. Now, when it comes to ranking any keyword, it doesn't matter what industry or anything to that nature, you can have a page, and that's all you need is one page. You can have one single page, and it can rank for one keyword, or it can rank for thousands, tens of thousands. We have a few different ranking pages that literally rank for over 10,000 keywords on that single page. Every scenario is different. Every keyword is different, and it just depends what's going on. And I'm not going to discuss that in this video, but to my point, you need to know the right keywords to use. And again, the way I want you to think about that is thinking about it with your prospects, thinking about the terminology that they're using. And number one is building this keyword panel. And number two is finding the relative keywords that relate to one another, because when you're targeting a keyword, it needs that relative keywords within the content to be able to rank on the first page. And you're going to see that in a few of the examples I'm going to give you when we go to Google looking for a particular keyword, and we're going through everything and we're searching and we're auditing what's ranking. But I'll talk to that in here in a little bit. So once you have your keyword panel, then you have your relative keywords, you can kind of begin to structure your content, and you can figure out exactly what you're going to be focusing on as it pertains to content, creating content, and targeting these keywords with the content that you create. We're going to go to Google, and I am going to show you how to do this. So let's use an example. We are going to search for a leader leadership coaching. So, doesn't matter what keyword. You want to use your keywords, okay? This is just an example, but it applies to every keyword that you can look up when it comes to your SEO. We're looking at leadership coaching. What you want to do is, which is number 4 on our list, is we want to evaluate the Google rankings. So, first 4 results, they are ads. We want to see the organic. So there's going to be 10 organic results here, and we just want to have a look at them, right? We want to evaluate them, and let's see why they are ranking. Now, you do have to have a little bit of SEO experience because, as you'll see, and I've already looked up a few of these, we're going to go to the very first ranking. So this is ranking number 1 for leadership coaching. Now, when we go over here, we want to analyze the content. We want to see what they're doing, how they're using their words, how they're using their headings, their internal links, and all these other SEO components. But when we come down here, as you can see, there's not much content here. If you're experienced in SEO and you come to this page and you're like, wow, it's ranking number 1 and there's no headings, there's no bolded text, there's no videos or audio within this, there is no internal links, no external links, like, why in the world is this article ranking? And I'll tell you why. I don't have to look it up, but I guarantee you this website and this page has a lot of SEO value. That's going to the offsite SEO. Now, we're not talking about backlinks, link building, and all that good stuff. We are talking about on-site SEO today. But I can go over here to my SEO software. I can hit this, and I guarantee you when I evaluate this page, they have a high DR. And exactly that, right there. See? Domain rating. And if you ever use Domain Authority for mobs and different SEO tools, it's kind of relates to the same thing. But it has a 63. That's more than half. So it's a 0 to 100 scale. 0 being the lowest and lowest SEO value, and 100 being the highest. So 63 out of 100, that's really good. It means this, and keep in mind, I'm not looking up the website, even though that is the DR. So we're looking up at this specific URL. So the URL, it's less important, but it's still a 12. And again, they're ranking first for leadership coaching. The reason they are is because of their domain rating. So I could already see that just knowing SEO as I do. But let's get back to number 5 in our list. And this is analyzing the top 10 results for the keyword that you're wanting to rank for. So this is what we do. We analyze the top 10 results. Now, that's not a good example. I just told you why they're ranking. And if you're seeing content like that ranking up real high, probably 7-8 times out of 10, it's because they have a lot of SEO going to it. A lot of SEO value, or SEO value to the page, and if not the page, to the domain. So let's look at the second result and see what they have going. We see some keywords or words that are bolded, and that does have a little bit of SEO value to it, but also kind of for the conversion part of it. Has a link in here. Not many links. It would probably rank maybe even second, maybe even first if it had links. This is a good example to use, and I'll tell you why, because there's a lot of different combinations. So look, they're targeting leadership coaching, and I can tell automatically this is an article targeting SEO, just kind of how the different keyword combinations are set out. So we're targeting leadership coaching. So their title, what is leadership coaching? You always want your title to have that target keyword in it. So remember that. Always use your target keyword in the main title. Now, it's important. Again, like I said earlier, you can rank a lot of different keywords, 500, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, even more with one single page. But you also need to remember, if leadership coaching you may have leadership coaches. or coaching leadership, or how to coach leadership. All of those are relative. So with relative keywords that are very, very closely related, you can rank all of these keywords within this content. You just need to make sure that you're using those different keyword combinations within the content itself. So remember, and that's kind of step two, going back to our list of relative keywords. So when we had our list here, and for example, we have wellness definition, define wellness, what is wellness, wellness program, all these are related. So we're going to build one page and we're going to use all these different keyword combinations. Now, even though wellness and care management are related, we wouldn't try to rank both of those within the same article. They're different, even though they're closely relative to one another. They're different. And I'm also looking at the volume, how many times that keyword's being searched, what the difficulty level is, because that matters too. If there's a lot of people searching for it, if it has a lot of difficulty, then I'm wanting to do two different pages, even though those can relate to one another. And if I do mention care management in this article, I can always link to the wellness article, or I can mention it in the wellness and I can link to the care management. So you want to focus on one article when the keywords are very, very closely related. But when they're related but not closely, like in this example, with if I wanted to rank what is wellness, I wouldn't want to rank care management in that same article. And the same thing about health analytics. So they're all related to well-being and health and different things like that. But each one of these would be a different ranking page. And you should be doing that same, because what you're going to do, if you're talking and trying to rank what is wellness, and you're putting care management in it, and you're putting health analytics, and you're putting disease management, if you're trying to put all those keyword combinations into one, Google's not going to understand it. It's going to look at it and it's just going to throw it out because none of it makes sense. And that would be a very, very tough thing to do, to be able to rank those. And you want this to be easy for you. So keep that in mind when you're building your keyword panel. That's why it's close. That's why it's really important to build your keyword panel and kind of really to build a complete one, and kind of go through, think about your products. If you offer services, think about all the services and really dive into each one and find as many keyword combinations as you can, many keywords as you can, and then put them into different categories. Now, when they're closely related, just like the examples I've been giving you, that's completely different. You can focus on these keywords in one article. But when they're relative but not closely, again, you want to build different pages for that. But I just want to kind of define that a little bit better and give you some clarity. Now, let's get back to number 5. So we're analyzing the top 10 results. This is the second page. So we know they're targeting leadership coaching. And again, you will always want to use that keyword within that title. But I can also go through this content and I can see coaching practice. I can see leadership coaching right here. I can see transformation, behavior change, leaders. I can see leadership coaching right here, career counseling. This tells me they're using different keyword combinations, and this is exactly what you want to do. When you're using your main target keyword, and I'll talk about this in a little more in depth here in a few minutes actually. I just want you to get to the point where we're going to be using leadership coaching throughout this article. It needs to be at the main beginning, it needs to be in the middle, and it needs to be toward the end of the article. And when you're looking up keywords, a lot of people will be like, okay, how many words do I need to write? Well, there's no right answer to that. Every keyword is different. If you want to know how many words you should be writing, you're going to have to do exactly what I'm teaching you right now. You're going to have to go type your keyword in and you need to analyze those 10 first page ranking pages and see what they are. And a lot of people will say, oh, well, you need a blog. Oh, well, you need a landing page. Look, I always recommend having a blog / landing page together. And that's actually one of the very last steps that we'll be talking about. But that's important. It doesn't matter if it's a blog or it's a landing page, because technically both of those can be the same thing. It's all going to boil down to the type of content you put in here and the different SEO elements that you're adding to it. So what we're trying to do is we're just looking at how the content is structured. This is the longest article we've been able to see. And if I wanted to come over here, I could start copying and pasting this, and I could take it over to my editor. I can copy and paste it. Don't take nobody's work, okay? That's not the purpose of this. The purpose of this is to get you thinking and you write on your own unique content. I'm not telling you to steal anybody's content. Never do that. That's totally wrong. And even if you did copy and paste this onto your website and try to rank for it, this page is always going to outrank your page. So it's not even worth it. So it's okay to come over here, copy and paste it, get some ideas, because this can help you. This can help you write your own content, and you can kind of see how it's laid out. And when we're getting into the technical, really kind of the elements of the on-site SEO that I'm going to be talking about here in a few more minutes. When it comes to analyzing this content over here, we're going to go ahead and look at another page. I want you to know that there is one main goal that you should keep in mind, and this is going to be step 6. You want this page to rank on the first page. In order for you to do that, you need to make sure that the article and the content that you're creating is badass. You need to make sure it is better than all 10 of the articles that are currently ranking number 1 in Google. That is your main goal. And if you can keep that in mind, okay, I'm going to search this keyword. I'm getting ready to write my content. Look at these websites. Look at these different pages. How can I make my article better than all 10 of them? Because Google is smart. And if you can come in with a different twist to that keyword, if you can add value, because it's all about the user experience, and a lot of people forget that in SEO, but that's the truth. Google is showing what it thinks is going to be the best possible result for those different search queries. So if you can come in and you can create a really good article, that's going to give you a big boost. You want this article to be the best article that it can be. Never forget that. Step 6, that is the goal. Always remember that. If you just remember that one thing, you're going to be great at creating content, and that content is going to rank, even if you're not creating backlinks at the moment. Now, backlinks are going to be super important. You always need them, but a great article can do a lot with your SEO without having to have the backlinks and a link building, which is one of the most time-consuming things that you will ever do in SEO. It's even more time-consuming than writing great content, so never forget that. Now, I want to go through the structure, and that's going to be kind of 7 through 11. So number 7 is going to be the title. We already talked about that. Make sure your main keyword target is always in the title. You also want to make sure that your target keyword is within headings. So this is going to be your H2 tags. Now, you can use H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. I'm recommending you use H1 for your title, and that's the only H1 that you put in your page, and the rest of them need to be H2. You don't want to over-optimize it, but you do want your H2s to at least have leadership coaching in at one time, and it may be 2 to 3 times. So what really I focus on. I'm looking at the page and I'm seeing that it doesn't have any H2s with leadership coaching. So if I'm creating my article, I'm just going to make sure the leadership coaching's in there a time or two, and that should be plenty enough. Again, you want your article to flow good. You want your article to be useful for prospects, and that's super important too, because you don't want it just to rank. You want it to rank, and you want it to get you new business, whether you're selling products on an e-commerce site or something to that nature, or you're selling your services. You want this content to be valuable to your prospects. That's going to be super important, especially when it comes to your SEO user metrics and when they're on site. And that's going to be how long they spent on this page, how many other pages did they go look at, or how many pages did they look at in a single session. All those are going to be super important. You want to keep that in mind. The goal is to create great content, but you also need to create content that is relevant to your prospects. And really, you should be designing, even if this is a blog and you call it a blog versus a landing page versus, whatever people call it. Anytime you put content on the page, it's all the same thing. Google can find it, Google can rank it. So whether this is a blog or a landing page, you want them really to be designed like both. Like this is a good example to use because you have the image here. It's visually appealing. I can clearly read everything. We have a little bit of design work, which is always good. And you do want to use bullet points, even check marks. That works. Now, the best thing you could have right here is a lead magnet. That is really the only thing that's missing, because that is so important when it comes to SEO traffic. To me, and everything that we did with paid traffic and social media and all these different types of web traffic, SEO traffic is always the toughest to convert. It's always the toughest. So you need to have lead magnets in place, and really that's the only thing this page is really missing. We have a few designs. We have the trust logos and assessment tools that they're using that builds trust, and it's fun to click on here and check everything out. So it's a good page. It's really a decent page as far as SEO, and I think it's ranking 3rd or 4th, but it's missing that opt-in because you want to get people, your prospects, you want them to become leads, and the only way you can do that, unless you're using tracking and different things like that and other strategies, you're going to have a form on there that gets a name and email, and you deliver some type of value to them. So number 7, getting back to that, leadership coaching, always H1 tag, and for these you always want to use H2. I never use H3, H4, H5, H6. Now every now and then I'll use H3, but mainly you always want to use H1 once. You can use H2 as many times as you want. So the next one I want to talk about is internal links. Internal links are super important too. When you have internal links, this right here is an internal link. See how it highlights red? This would go to a new page. Now, you'll see it says Adult Development Theory. This is what we call an anchor. You want your content to have these internal links that, as we can see, this says Adult Development Theory, and we have a page over here that is called Adult Development Coaching. So that is closely relative. You always want your anchors internally to be keyword rich. So they're probably wanting to rank for adult development. So it makes sense to use adult development within that anchor. And of course they've added theory to that, and there's nothing wrong with that as long as you have the main keyword in there. The only thing I'll say to that is I would probably put adult development here, and I would have cut off the theory, but they may have a purpose for that, because you want your internal links to move prospects through your website too. So it's tough with SEO because you always have to remember it. I know so many people focus on the SEO side of it that they forget about the conversion side. And the conversion side is more important because yeah, this is your traffic injection point, but what's going to happen to that traffic if they're not doing anything, if they're not making you more money? It defeats the purpose. And this is why so many people struggle to get positive ROI out of SEO, because they don't think about that. So you always want to have internal links. You also want to have external links, and this is more important for websites that are just starting out, because it can take a long time to rank keywords. If you have a website that has just been started, or is a week old, 3 months old, 6 months old, even up to a year old, because you've all probably heard this SEO term where they call the Google sandbox. This is where Google takes forever to be able to start ranking your keywords. Now, there are strategies, and a lot of them strategies are off-site SEO, but you can use your on-site SEO even if you got a brand new website. If you create great content, that's going to move the needle faster than anything else. Now, backlinks, that moves the needle too, but again, we're only talking about on-site, and that's probably in another video or coming out. We may have covered it already. We don't do much about SEO on the channel. There's a lot of different things that you can do. So you want, when you're building external links, you want to build them to really platforms that Google trusts. So if you're building links to Google, to Amazon, to YouTube, to Facebook, those are good external links to add to your articles. You don't want too many of them, because every link on this page, not only this link and this link within the content, but even the links up here, every single one of these take SEO value away. And a lot of people don't realize that, but they do. Think about the client success testimonial page. That's getting SEO value from this page. Coaching case studies, all these different ones. So they're sending out a ton of SEO value just in their menu alone. And if you come down here, guess what they have? So you have to be strategic. You can't only worry about the links in your content. It's links, because the top menu here and the footer links, they're going to be on every single page this particular person or company is creating. So you have to think about that. The more links that you add to an article, the more SEO value you are sending elsewhere. So always keep that in mind. The other thing that I wanted to talk to you about is how can we further optimize this page? And there's a few different things you can do. If I am focused on leadership coaching, I'm trying to rank this, I could create a video. I could actually create a video on YouTube, and I could call it leadership coaching, or what is leadership coaching, and I could create a video just like I am now. And we can create a video over there, put it on YouTube. Google owns YouTube, so of course Google loves YouTube. But video embeds from YouTube are a good SEO asset to have. So we can come over here, create our video, and we can embed our video within this article. We can also embed podcasts, audio files that can be talking about leadership or leadership coaching too. And all of these little elements, they're going to add SEO value to the article, but they're also going to be helpful for prospects. And again, like I said earlier, a lot of people lose sight of that when you're focused on SEO. They lose sight of the user experience. And both of them are super important. So when you're doing your SEO, remember, always focus on your prospect too. That is super, super important. And again, lastly, I want to leave you guys with this blog and landing debate, which is actually step 12. And we've discussed this and touched on it many times in this video. It doesn't matter if it's a blog. It doesn't matter if it's a landing page. Essentially, they are one of the same. So this looks more like a landing page than an actual blog, but this can still be a blog and serve that purpose. This may be the blog part of it, and this is the landing page part of it. So you can combine them when you're evaluating these. I want you to notice it's super important to look at what type of format your ranking pages are in. Right here, I can see this is a blog. I can see this one is a blog too. I can come down here and I can see this is a service page. This one is going to be a blog. This one is going to be a blog. This one's going to be a blog. This one is a blog. This one is a blog. This looks like probably a service one. And the last one is a blog. So we have more or less 8 blogs, 2 services. When you're sending people to your service pages and you want these to rank just like this person or company has did, they have some rich content here. And I can see, once again, we're looking through the content where you want your different keywords at. Right here's leadership. Here is the leadership coaching. And when you go through the content, you have personal growth, which can relate to leadership. You have leadership coaching again. Going through here, we have, let's see. You have the adult development theory, which could relate to coaching. You have psychology, which can relate to coaching. Here is leadership. Here is leaders. Could be empowering leaders. You have these relative keyword combinations, and they really spread them out really good, which is kind of what you want to do. So, and if you come down here, you have more. You have authentic leadership. You have managing your boss, navigating relationships. We have professional growth. Then we have building a high-performance team culture. You have all these different keyword combinations. This is it right here. This is a really good example that you can use if you're going to build a page about leadership coaching. And again, when you're creating your content, don't focus on words. I want you to focus on creating an article that is, remember to go, better than anything that's out there, especially better than the top 10 current rankings. And all you have to do is go in Google, look it up, and you'll be able to see what you need to create. Follow these 12 steps that we're going to cover real quickly one more time. Number 1, keyword panel. Always build your keyword panel. Number 2, relative keywords. Make sure you're using relative keywords within that content. Make sure you're targeting the right keywords, but not too many keywords, because if they're not closely relative, we don't want to target them together. We want to target them separately into different pages. Remember, you only need one page to rank. Now, number 3, you have content structure. How do you do your content structure? Think blog, landing page, think a combination of them both. But do come over here and take the time to see, as we did in our example, where we have 8 blogs ranking versus 2 service pages. That tells you right there, Google is preferring the blog format. Even though technically we can make it look like a landing page, but still be a blog. It's still important to know those numbers. So, number 4, you want to look at the Google rankings. That is super important. That's going to tell you exactly what Google wants to see. Okay? Now, number 5, you analyze the top 10 rankings, just like we did. We didn't go over every example, but we did look at 3 or 4. I would highly recommend you look at all 10 of them and compare them to one another. See what they have, see what they don't. Remember, if there is no internal links and there's no embedded videos or really keyword combinations within that content, no headings and different things like that, more than likely it's ranking because of their off-site SEO. You want to go through it, look at it. That's not a good example to use. Use the other examples where it has those SEO elements. That is the page you want to evaluate, analyze, whether it's 1 page, 2 page, 3 page. It's all going to depend on what you find when you're analyzing this top 10. You want to find the best pieces of content, then write your own content. Never steal nobody's content, but do make it yourself, write it yourself, and that's going to give you some ideas. And when you're creating this content, make sure you're using good format, make sure you're using headings, a few paragraphs, embedding a video, make sure you use your bullet points, make sure you're placing keywords, not over optimizing, not putting a keyword, whatever it may be. In our case, leadership coaching. I wouldn't go leadership coaching and have that in every single paragraph. That's going to be over optimized. Keyword density, it's not as important as people or SEOs put it out to be, but you probably want to aim about 2 to 3%. I wouldn't go too much higher than that. So again, number 5, analyze your top 10 results. 6, never forget your goal. Your goal is to make the best article and make it better than the top 10 results. Number 7, title. When you're doing your blog, make sure you have your target keyword in the title. That is super important. That's going to be H1 tag. I think if you have WordPress, that WordPress automatically adds that H1 tag. If you don't have WordPress, I'm not for sure, but you want to make sure your title is H1. Number 8, always use H2 tags. You can use H3, H4, H5, H6. I rarely use H3, and I never use 4, 5, and 6. I always use H2. You don't want to over optimize your headings. You want your keyword to be in there a time or two. Don't go over 50%. So if you have 6 headings, 3 headings with the target keyword is plenty good. You can use that 50-50 rule. That's a pretty good rule of thumb to use for your headings. Number 9, internal links. Always make sure you're adding your internal links. You want them to be rich. You want them to be what we call exact match keywords. And I gave you an example of that for the page that was trying to rank adult development. So I wouldn't have theory here. I would have adult development. I had this internal link on this page, and if I was talking to relative content with some of my other pages I'm trying to target, I would have an adult development listed within that article too, and I'd have it as a anchor linking back to the page. Your internal links matter, and when you have, let's say we have about 20 to 30 pages that are unique, and in 20 of those pages we mention adult development, and those 20 pages are linking back to the adult development page, that's going to be a lot of SEO value. And that's kind of the way you want to think about your anchors, is using them in those combinations. Sorry, kids. I have 3 kids, I have 3 dogs. I'm surprised it's been this quiet. So, number 9, internal links. Always use rich anchors. Number 10, external links, especially for those of you that are brand new sites. Probably a rule of thumb to use with the external links is at least having 1, if not 2 or 3. As long as they're relative and they're useful and they're placed, really, you want to think more or less, is it appropriate or not? Because if it's appropriate, we can link out to Google, YouTube, Facebook. You always want to link out to websites that either have a lot of SEO value or websites that Google trusts. So number 10, external links. Number 11, make sure you're using videos, audio, graphics, and images as well in your content. With images, Google cannot see images, so make sure all your images have alternate text. Now, if you're in WordPress, you click on the image and the media file, and over in the right-hand corner, you'll see, I think it's at the main top, it'll say alternate text for the image, and that's where you want to put your keyword there. Now, you don't want to put 20 pictures on your article, and if we was trying to rank leadership coaching, we wouldn't want to put 20 pictures there and the alternate text be leadership coaching on every single one of them. You want to mix it up. All you need is 1 image per article. There's really nothing wrong with having more, but if you do, make sure you're using different alternate text. Don't over optimize. You never want to over optimize. And lastly, again, it doesn't matter if you use a blog or a landing page. It's appropriate to, when you're auditing, to know whatever this is, because you may look at a keyword and there may be 8 service pages ranking top 10. Well, in that case, we need a service page, but most of them are going to be blogs, and probably 6, 7 times out of 10, there's going to be a split from blogs versus something else, versus a video, versus a landing page, service page, infographic, things to that nature. It's important to know that on the front end, but when it comes to creating your content and building really your SEO format, if you will, you don't have to worry about it. Always make sure you're focusing on 2 things. Your prospect is number 1. Number 2 is your SEO. If this is going to be an organic page that you want to rank and you're going to be driving traffic here, you have to remember, okay, right here's our traffic injection point. We're going to be driving traffic here. So how are we going to convert them? You need to know that. So when traffic comes here, you have something here to get them on your email list. Remember what I said earlier. SEO traffic is tough to convert. It's not impossible, but when we're talking about companies that invest money and companies that need to see a positive ROI from SEO, the big thing that I hear this all the time is, yeah, we hired an SEO. A lot of times I hear they didn't even rank anything, but when they are ranking, the traffic's not converting. And really, it shouldn't be your SEO consultant's job to do that. But with our consultancy, we do it because we've been through this. We've ranked the keywords, and if your company's not making any more sales, who's going to get the blame for it? It's always going to go back to your SEO. So I'm not complaining one way or the other, but I just want you to know it's super important to treat this page thinking about the SEO, but most importantly, thinking about your prospects. If I want to rank for leadership coaching, I probably offer a leadership coaching service. So I'm going to have some type of lead magnet here, some type of guide, video, training, white paper, download, audio file, podcast, whatever it may be. I need to get a name in the email, because more than likely somebody that signs up for that could be interested in my leadership coaching. So even though this may be technically a blog, you want to optimize it and make sure it serves the purpose of the landing page. You want it to be a blog/landing page. That is the best combination that you can have. And of course, we could have a sidebar and different things. We're not talking about design. It's mainly about on-site SEO, but it's another thing to remember, You want this page to rank, and when it starts ranking first page and you have all this traffic coming in, you need to be prepared for that. That's why it's best to start preparing now as you're learning this on-site SEO thing, or you're not ranking where you want to just yet. Do it now. Get that in place. Make sure you're thinking about your prospects and you have the opportunity to get them. Email marketing is not dead. I don't think it will ever be dead, at least not anytime soon, even though people are using Chatbox and a ton of different things. But you want people to get on your list. Name in the email. I'm not teaching email here, but think about your email marketing. This is your opportunity to take somebody that doesn't know you. You get them on your list, and you're going to be able to nurture them. You're going to be able to build a relationship with them. You're going to be able to be top of mind when it comes to them making a decision whether they're going to invest in leadership coaching or not. Just an example, but that's to the point. Email marketing is super important. Always make sure you have it. If you're at SEO and you're watching this, start offering that to your clients, because that's what gets results. It's not good enough to just rank an article, and it's not. If that was the only thing I did, I'd be out of a job. You have to be able to make companies money. Hope you found this helpful. Again, this is the exact process that we use. This is more or less the training that I give my clients, so they're able to create their content and different things like that. So hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to sign off. Have a good one, and we'll catch you on the next training video.